But I'm back. Hi guys. So today it wasn't gonna be my next one. So my next video was going to be one with my daughter, but from my prior video, I had some fantastic comments from you guys, which is great. It's great to know that my opinion, my insight is helpful to a lot of you, but there is something that I have to address. So I have had some of you comment and message me asking if everything is okay. I received my first troll on my last Pride video, but to be fair, I mean, we kind of took long enough. I mean, I've been going on here now for becoming up a year and a half soon. Well, doing my Fibro stuff, I think I've been doing YouTube a year. Been doing, obviously, my Fibro page, my Fibro rant page. That's been going for nearly 2 years now. But yeah, so the support from you guys is fantastic. Turned out that it was personal, and it was just triggered by my video, my insight, and they didn't agree with it, which is fine. It turned out to be more of a personal thing rather than about my video, but still I want to point out that the internet is a huge place, and it's a place for freedom of speech. Now, I don't chase people down. I don't go posting my videos onto all these sites going, people, you need to listen to me, like I have a cure, I have the best road to recovery. I don't do any of that. So I don't harass people, I don't annoy people, I don't get in their face, I don't force my opinion on them. Basically, if people want to watch my videos and take in my personal opinion and my personal insights from what I've gone through, then that's completely fine, which a lot of you do, which I'm very, very grateful for. A lot of you, you keep in touch, you give your opinions, your views, your agreements, your disagreements, and it's great. It's really insightful for me. People come back and they say, this is great, but have you tried this, or I do it this way? And it's about learning, so which we need to be open about. We need to accept that others have different views and different means and different ways and different opinions. We are not all something that fits into the same shoebox. And that's one of my mottos, which I've always followed. We are different, we are unique, and I stand by that. I've never once said what I say goes, and I've never once said what I say fits every single person. But due to this couple of people on my doing a joint thing on one of my social pages, a few of you see that, and I apologize. I have left it up there. I have nothing to hide, and it's part of what I do. To do what I do, you have to accept others' opinions, and others aren't always going to agree with you. At some point, you are going to cross that person. I mean, you go on the internet and you look at doctors and researchers, and they are absolutely all at loggerheads, because one person's view and opinions and means and ways contradicts somebody else's. Yet they're health professionals. Now, I, for one, am not a health professional. I do not wish to be a health professional. I do not wish to be a counsellor, a psychologist, anything like that, because what I do, people have already been there. They've already seen those people. They just want someone who is on their level, down to earth, with them, who's been through it, who understands it, and wants to work with them, which is what I offer. There is just another little thing which I thought was quite funny, but for some of you who jump in on my new videos, you may hear me mention about my business just as much, or my new business venture, should I say, my new business venture. just as much as I do my daughter or my singing. So the guys who have been with me from day dot have been on this journey. They have been through my bands, they have been through problems with my daughter, they have been through problems with my fibro, and they have been through and helped and assisted and given opinions on me setting up a new business venture. So that is why I mention it in my videos, because people like to know that I'm still going through with it, that I'm still pushing on with it. You know, people who I talk to through private messaging, obviously I go into more detail with you guys because you guys asked for it, and it's great, and I'm really, really thankful. So thanks. But the other thing was, I was told recently, this was the only thing that offended me. Anybody can say something personal to me and it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I think I'm too old now to go worrying about things like that. But the one thing that did upset me was that I was advised, or I was told, that I was only to do videos about fibro and not mental health. And it kind of raised alarms, really, because it's quite negligent to say that a person with fibromyalgia cannot talk about mental health. It's like we don't have the right to, because we don't know enough about it. Now, same again, like I've always said, everybody is different. But I am just going to go through today some things of fibro which need to be brought to attention, because people just think of fibromyalgia as a chronic pain disorder, which is very, very true. People also say that it's a neurological disorder, which is also true. It's a muscle disorder, you know, it's a nervous system disorder, it's all of those. But it is also a mental health disorder. The two go hand in hand, they are combined. To state to someone that they shouldn't speak up about the mental health side of their illness is cruel and a little bit arrogant, because we are trying to raise awareness in any means, shape or form. Lots of people are out there raising awareness in their own ways, which is what I do. Now, it's not going to agree with everyone. Like I say, there are thousands of people on the internet trying to do this. And this is just my little piece of the jigsaw puzzle to make it just that one piece bigger. But we are, spit my words out. As we are trying to raise awareness, we are asking people to speak out about their illnesses, and especially mental health. And to try and silence someone because you feel that because the mental health part comes because of a physical disease, that you don't have the right to speak out about it, is wrong. People get mental health through all different reasons, which in turn means it was from a breakdown, it was from PTSD, it was from a disease, it was from a trauma, it was from an accident, from physical activity, like a physical trauma. There are so many things, even childbirth. So all of these things, they all have a reason for us having mental health. Mental health doesn't just pop up and go, hello, I'm here. When you go back, there is a reason for it being there. It may take us a long time to find that reason. We may already know that reason, but there is a reason for it being there. So people should be able to talk about the reason of why they have mental health. Regardless of how they got it, they should then be able to speak out about mental health. And we have to be open-minded that everybody is going to be different. There are so many videos on social media that says you have to listen, I know the way, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to be one of those people, because my way may not suit other people. The same as diets may suit me, may not suit the next person, because we all have different social lives, different eating styles, and they all have a different impact on our daily life, which then also has a different impact on our physical health and our mental health. But recently, so I done some researches, and I just thought, you know what? I've been doing my research on the mental health and the disabilities and the things as I've been going along the last year and a half. But recently I thought, you know what? I'm going to go back and focus on mental health, just to prove that I am, the path that I am on is the path that I speak of. It is still that path. I haven't, some people may think that I have strayed or whatever, but it hasn't. This is my path. You know, just because I sit here and I have a smile on my face, and I have a smile on my face pretty much every day, does not mean I do not fall like the next person, or I don't have a bad day, or, you know, that my physical illness is gone, because that's not true. I have chronic pain every day, but I am growing used to it, and I am doing more and more and more to get my life back, because that's what I want. That is what I want. I want a life, and I have spoken to lots of people on my journey who have said exactly the same thing and are doing very similar things to me, whether it be a journey to you know, a more positive journey for their mental health, or a more positive journey in their diet, or a more positive journey in their exercising. They are doing something for their physical and mental health to better it, which I am most grateful that I get to meet these people. That is fantastic. The stories I hear, it's inspiration for me to continue doing what I'm doing. Recently, so I got recent statistics up. So for fibromyalgia, 87% of us state we wake up and deal with chronic pain, full body, every day. Every day. Over 43% of fibromyalgia sufferers state that they have severe depression and severe anxiety caused by their fibromyalgia. Fatigue impacts 90% of us sufferers, and actually stops a lot of us being able to function properly, being able to continue our careers, being able to work. That is one of our biggest symptoms, with anxiety and depression being on the second half. Now, just because 43% state that anxiety and depression is severe and it's because of their fibromyalgia, doesn't mean that other sufferers don't suffer with it in a more minor way, which you may think, okay, well, you're lucky. But really, is anybody with a mental health or a disability lucky? I mean, it's how you use it. It's how you transform it, isn't it? So, you know, you see all these athletes, all these disabled athletes. I mean, they're inspiration in itself. Can you imagine what they go through, or what they've been through, and to get to where they are? They've got all their stories, but yet they achieve so much. They are our visible inspirations, but there are plenty of us out there who are inspirations who are not visible to the public eye. And you'll find most of us on places like this. Back to our percentages, because this is like quite important for me today to really get this across. Over 70% of us fibro sufferers suffer with severe migraines, severe tension headaches, muscle, neck and shoulder spasms, then cause tinnitus, sickness, nausea, all things like that, and stress. Stress then causes lots of things. So if we're not sleeping because of these things, it kicks up our anxiety. It kicks up our depression. It's one of those rolling ball things that just keeps going. So again, one of those things that I say we have because of other things. So other symptoms, again, so we've spoken of fatigue. Obviously, fatigue mainly triggers off our lack of energy. So because it also triggers off our sleep disorders, which then again, depression, anxiety. Because of the sleep disorder and the fatigue, we then have fibro fog, lack of memory, trouble concentrating. We get the headaches. It brings on the stress, which causes cramps and muscle twitching. We then suffer with numbness in our hands and feet. Sometimes I can lose all use and feeling of a complete limb, which is quite funny. So I could just go to walk, which I did the other day. I can't remember, we was watching a film and in front of my daughter and my other half, I just got up, went to get a drink, went, cut-on, and face planted the floor. Down I went. Which is, we laugh about it. Some people can't laugh about it. Obviously, older people suffer more. I'm quite young still. I'm quite agile. So me falling on the floor, having a bruised hip or a banged knee isn't as bad as, say, an older person who's a little bit more fragile. Say they might have arthritis. I had to think then. Another one which for me is a personal one. So I can deal with my pain on a day-to-day basis. But when my skin starts to burn, that really sort of sends me crazy. In the sense that I then start having hot flushes, my skin stings, I then become really anxious. I get heart palpitations. I start having panic attacks. I hide all this, and the only way people see it is by me being short-tempered, frustrated, a bit snappy. Then it's kind of like, okay, something's going on. But that's my personal thing. Again, I don't want to put that on my friends and family around me. So, you know, by me having a little bite or sort of being a bit short-tempered, there's kind of like a warning to say, okay, she's got things going on at the moment. You know, let's give her a bit of space to help her out with the dinner, whatever. And yeah, it's just my way of dealing with it in a nicer manner, I guess. So that I'm not ignoring it, because I can't ignore it. By just trying to get on with things, it distracts me. And then obviously as well, by trying to control it, I don't get in an argument with Kelsey or, you know, cause issues that don't need to be there. I think I have successfully proven today that mental health and fibro go hand in hand. You can't have fibro and not suffer with mental health. It's one of those things. I think you can one day be suffering with just the fibro, another day you'll be suffering with the mental health side, and another day you'll be suffering with both. To have a physical illness, any physical illness, no matter how long or short someone's had them, they're going to have mental health problems. Whether their anxiety be worse than their depression, or, you know, it doesn't matter what percentage of what they have. Mental health and fibro go hand in hand. And I think that's quite important as well, as somebody who is trying to understand a fibro sufferer, that I think it can get quite confusing sometimes, that you have been told that your partner has got this physical disability. And I think sometimes we get lost in trying to control that physical side of things, that we forget about the emotional, the stressful, the depressive, mental health state side of things It can be quite lonely. It's definitely a very scary place. The transformation that your body goes through, whether you are aware of it. I mean, I was told when I was going through everything that I was going through fibro and that it was fine. There was stages. I mean, there was 4 stages. I mean, you only hear of stages in things like cancer and stuff. So to be told by the doctor it's okay, you're just going through you know, the 2nd phase, and you're like, what the hell? Like, but it's crazy. Fibro changes your entire body. It doesn't just cause you chronic pain. You're eating, drinking, sleeping, living, physical, mental, every piece of you goes through a change with fibromyalgia. And I think it's very important to remember that it is not just a physical, exhausting illness. I was lost a couple of years into my fibro, and I was thinking, is this the rest of my life? And I realised it wasn't. I had to own my fibro, same as what I said in my last video. I had to own my fibro to be able to do all these incredible things and help all these people. Like, I never thought that one day I would be getting messages from strangers saying how I've helped them change their life. It's incredible. And to see their journey, I can't explain how it feels. But it's a good enough reason for me to be proud of what I'm doing, which is why I do what I do. There will always, even before the internet came along, there will always be people who don't like what you do, who want to take you down, and they will go to every length possible to try and take you down. But it doesn't matter who these, you know, if they report your social media or they report your company or they try to slander your name, and you see all this stuff that people go through, and they do go through hell. And I think that's a decision we have to take as ourselves as to which side we play a part in. So whether you're going to be a side to assist and go and assist, and if you don't believe in what someone, you know, speaks of, then that's fine. But if you're not going to speak of your own experiences and stuff and be honest about it, it's one of those things you have to, again, accept that people aren't always going to agree with you. That's something that I accepted from day one, stepping on to social media about my fibro. Because, like I said, you have people out there who are into their diets, their yoga, and all of these people have claimed that they have cures. And I've been bombarded with messages. The moment they know that you have fibromyalgia, it's like, follow me, watch my videos, I can cure you. And I just thought, there's no way I'm going to be one of them people. I am going to view my opinion, and people may like it, people may not. But I know I'm not alone out there in the way I think and feel. And you guys have proven it to me. And I can't thank you enough. And I will always thank you on every one of my videos, because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have a platform to speak out on. It doesn't matter about subscribers. Some people, they go on and it's like, well, I have the biggest say, you know, what I say goes, I've got the cure because look at my subscribers. My subscribers don't lie. But it doesn't mean that every one of those subscribers watch your video the same as mine. There is no way that 140 plus subscribers are going to sit and watch all of my videos. But if I keep doing them, every now and again, you guys, you might miss one, you may watch one. But that's fine, that's what I'm here for. They're just here for someone to stumble across, for someone to find and make feel better. I have ages on here from 11 to, oh my God, I think my eldest, I think it's a lady actually, she's in her late 60s. And the vast majority of you guys is just incredible. And yeah. So for today, my actual video that I was going to do next, but there was I just had to clear that up today. But my next video, I decided to be quite creative with my daughter and prove, hopefully, how invisible illnesses can be invisible. So it's just a silly little thing, and she likes being a part of things, and I think it's really important. She suffers with anxiety and mental health, and I think it's highly important that I allow her to speak out about things. She feels better when she speaks out, and I think now the way that we are going, okay, we still have to battle the negativeness that comes with it and prepare ourselves for that when we do these things. But I think now we are given more platforms, and many more of us are being able to speak out and make others speak out, whether it be on social media or just in general or at talks and things. And I think it is going to make an improvement. I think we're becoming more aware now of how mental health affects more of us than we were initially thought. And my key role as a mum I have chosen is to make sure that she always feels like it's okay to speak out. So allowing her to be part of my speaking out, I hope will encourage her to do so. So until next time, I shall see you soon. Take care.